Taking a live look over Sulzberger Stadium, we have ourselves a big clash here in Week 3. It's a historic matchup between Zanesville and Newark. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast booth. Alongside Ted Snyder, Dylan Kearns with you. Ted, history is one word that comes to mind with this matchup. It's a rivalry dating back to the 19th century. I mean, every year, one or the other, home and away. It's just historic, and it's great to be a part of.
It sure is. These two teams first played back in 1901. This is the 119th meeting between these two schools, the 8th oldest rivalry in the entire state of Ohio. So when these two teams meet, throw the records out the window.
That's how it should be, and, going forward, that's how things have been over the course of this rivalry. One team up, one team down, especially over the last 20 years or so, you'd say. Newark was a little bit on the downside. Now they're trending upward after a couple successful seasons. Zanesville, on the other hand, they've had a little fall from grace recently.
Yeah.
I mean,
this matchup in recent past has went in the favor of Newark. They've won the last 3, but in the Chad Grandstaff era, Zanesville dominated this matchup. And Zanesville has a first-year head coach who's an understudy of Chad Grandstaff, a former player of Coach Grandstaff, Zach Clapper.
Yeah, excited to see what he could bring, especially I'm sure he's licking his chops at getting his bite of the apple with this rivalry that he has as a head coach. So far, 2 games for Clapper here in Zanesville. He gave up 70 points in the opener and 39-0 shutout in Week 2. Defense is probably something that he's been scratching his head about for 2 weeks.
Yeah, certainly so. This Zanesville team has given up over 100 points total in their first 2 weeks and only scored 26. So they got some things to straighten out, and there's no better time to get those straight than when you're facing your rival.
So, again, they didn't score last week, but in Week 1, Vaughn Pouncey really caught the attention of everyone. Running back, he caught a handful of passes as well, over 100 yards on the ground. How do they get him involved early in this game just to get him and get the offense moving after not scoring last week?
Early and often would be my opinion. Vaughn Pouncey is going to be the featured ball carrier for Zanesville. He keeps his pads low to the ground. He's a one-cut north and south runner. So that's what they need to do. And they also got some experience at the quarterback position in Maddox Hayes.
It's homecoming right here, the 2015 team being honored out here at Sulzberger Stadium. So a very touching moment for all those grads to come back and relive those glory days. Zanesville hoping to put a new stamp on this rivalry and break that skid of 3 straight losses to the Wildcats. We'll step aside for right now. We'll be back with kickoff. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. Getting you ready for kickoff right here, about a minute away from kicking off. Mentioned it's a packed crowd here for, the homecoming and rivalry game. Everyone made sure that they took this Friday night plan free so you can come here and have a good time at Sulzberger Stadium.
Blue Devils winless on the young season, but this is their home opener. Their first two meetings this year on the road at Johnstown, and a week ago on the road as well. So first time the Blue Devils enjoy the comforts of home, and in this rivalry game, that could be the difference. The last time Zanesville won this matchup against Newark was back in 2021 right here at Sulzberger Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, and then you mentioned earlier, just in terms of the history of this matchup, Newark lost 18 straight until their last matchup here when they come to Sulzberger Stadium. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. They've won three straight, and they're rolling. They're 1-1 on the year. The Blue Devils, again, mentioned 0-2 to start the season.
Blue Devils lead the all-time series 62-52 with 4 ties in there. So it's
maybe we'll get a tie tonight.
Yeah, very closely contested rivalry throughout the many years that they've been playing, that's for sure.
So not sure what the holdup is. I think the clock wasn't running, but now we've got about a minute till the kickoff. But perfect night, little cloud in the sky, but the temps, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this right now.
Buddy, we've been blessed these first few weeks of the season. I'm telling you, I can't remember a high school season that started with such good weather. It's generally hot and humid the first several weeks of a high school season. But we have certainly lucked out this year.
Yeah, usually you're not sure what to bring. Like, obviously your water and everything. The players trying to stay hydrated, the extra breaks that sometimes the officials will call for, but haven't needed that so far.
Seen a lot less cramping issues in the first 2 weeks as well. You normally see some conditioning cramping issues because of that heat.
So Zanesville will receive the opening kickoff. It is Sean Bretchbill back deep to kick off for the Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's football time in Zanesville.
2 returners deep for the Blue Devils, and we are underway. This one is fielded at about the 24-yard line. Not much running room. Still staying on his feet, though, to about the 35. That is Karsten Hostutler. So Hostutler gives the Blue Devils some pretty good field position to start this one.
Get a look at the Zanesville offensive unit first here. Quarterback Maddox Hayes under center and Vaughn Pouncey behind him at tailback. And I was really impressed with Pouncey in the matchup a year ago. I had the opportunity to watch this game. We covered it. And Pouncey was a really strong, hard runner. He really found a crease that he liked, made a cut, and got north and south.
So Zanesville starting in the pistol formation. And this will be a handoff to, I believe it is Caden English. So we talk about Pouncey, and first handoff goes to English.
Caught me off guard.
Yeah.
You don't typically see a number in the 80s taking handoffs, but there he was.
So no gain on the play. They'll stay right where they were. Sets up the second down. Kason Hazlitt, the Blue Devils quarterback. And they'll go right back to English. English, not much running room. A little pushing and shoving after the play.
Yeah, when I was down at field level prior to the game, I noticed the sheer size of this Newark Wildcat football team. Their offensive and defensive lines up front are absolutely enormous. Zanesville has their hands full, to say the least, when it comes to the trenches here tonight.
So that was actually a loss of 1. So 2 carries for English already. And he's got -1 yards. So a long third down to open the game here for the Blue Devils. Hazlitt feels pressure, throws it up towards the sideline, and that's incomplete. Right there for it was K. Comedy. That ball's almost intercepted.
Sure was. Intended target was Aiden Wells, but he was unable to come down with that. As the pass rush was on, Hazlitt very, very quick, forced him to release it maybe a little premature. That's a 3 and out on the first series for the Blue Devils. The offensive struggles continue.
So Bentley Beaver will be the punter. And he just got it off. That pressure was almost in his face as he got that one away. Once again, it'll be good field positioning this time for Newark as they get their opening possession. Fair catch called for there by Colton Peterson.
And Newark's quarterback, number 12, Bodie Smith, is a dual threat. He had a great game a year ago against the Blue Devils. Really carved them up in several different ways with his arm and his feet. A year ago, Zanesville hung with this team for about 3 quarters. It was the later stages of the second half before the Wildcats were able to create some distance and pull away from the Blue Devils.
So here come the Wildcats offense. They got 2 backs next to the quarterback. And it will be a quick handoff. Good running room there. Couple jukes across midfield. And there goes Peterson. There's tons of running room there on the first play from the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. And a quick pass, complete. And staying on his feet to about the 25-yard line. Big throw and catch as there goes Preston Lunsford.
Newark making quick work of the first drive. 2 plays already approaching the Blue Devil red zone at the 24-yard line.
We said in the open 109 points allowed in the first 2 games. And there's a tackle for loss. Some positivity there from that Blue Devils D-line.
Bentley Beaver on the stop for Zanesville. Great open field tackle.
Hurry up offense for Newark. And tons of time to throw. Throws on the run. Caught inside the 5 and going into the end zone for a touchdown. Jason Giblin with the reception. A great throw and catch and quick work for the Newark offense.
Sure was. 4 plays, 70 yards, and they're in the end zone celebrating 6-0 early. Newark Wildcat advantage. And this Newark team, a big win week 1 at Licking Heights, a very good Licking Heights squad. They won 56-21 on the road. They were losers at home a week ago to Mount Vernon 24-7, but this Newark team is certainly heading in a different direction than they had in years past.
A PAT is up, and it's good. So you blink and it's 7-0. Zanesville offense gets 0 yards, in fact, -1 yard on their first drive. And in 4 plays, Newark goes down and scores.
With the size and skill of this defensive front for Newark, Zanesville's going to have to find a way to establish a run, because if they get multiple scores behind and are forced to kind of throw their way back in the game, it's going to be challenging, because this defensive front, they're big and physical, and they really get after the quarterback. And Zanesville really needs to establish something on the ground here in this drive.
So the Blue Devils getting ready to return. They got to get something going offensively. I know it's early in the game, but you fall behind by 7 in the first 3 minutes. Sure, you're going to put the fans on the edge of your seats.
I think we have a temporary stoppage here, my friend. The scoreboard is incorrect. I think they're waiting on that correction.
Yeah, they've had scoreboard problems early in this one.
But they have 15-0. The score is only 7-0.
Just trying to get to the initial kickoff. They had
Yeah.
problems winding the clock that was, the warm-up clock, getting that down. And now we got a squeal letting out. So the stoppage in play. Still got 15 up there on the scoreboard.
He's got to. It's a four-man front. That doesn't change our damn rules. He's got to get himself.
One of the nicer high school facilities you're going to find in this part of the state here at Salzburger Stadium. Just absolutely beautiful stadium. Plenty of seating. Seats about 6,000 fans, which is ideal for playoff games, which they host here every year.
Really is beautiful. All the facilities. The basketball gym inside. Baseball field over there is really nice. A couple grads that went pro. I'm sure that helps.
It sure does.
Kevin Martin.
Yeah.
The weirdest shot you'll find in the league. Well, it seems as they fixed their issue.
Yes, sir.
8 points are off the board. Not that they were earned, but now 7-0 Wildcats, 9:22 here in the first quarter. And Breschbill kicks away. Fielded at the 10. A little bit of running room. And tackled there. Short of the 25-yard line. That was Cameron Willett. So what do you want to see as if you're, Zanesville offense? But I mean, obviously you want points, but how do you get there?
Like I said, I'd love to see them establish a ground game here and at least move the chains a few times, give themselves some confidence. Like I said, if you get behind multiple scores and that pushes you out of your comfort zone offensively and you try to do things you're not really accustomed to doing or not even comfortable doing, it could turn bad into worse.
Saw Caden English with a couple carries in the first 2 plays. And this is a play-action quarterback run. And he'll get just about a yard, maybe 2.
There's not a lot of running room up in the middle between the tackles. Newark Wildcats have a couple of down linemen that are, college level sized linemen. They are really big guys. It's really making life tough to find some yardage in there.
It's hard to run on Big 77. That's Jacoby Workman. One of the biggest nose tackles you'll see in high school football. Play clock is almost expired. He'll have to call timeout. So an early timeout used. Not much to write home about so far for the Zanesville offense.
No, they just don't seem very comfortable out there. A little discombobulated even on that first down play. It kind of looked busted, that play. Kind of looked like Haslett turned around to fake and the running back wasn't there. He went the other way. So a lot of communication problems, and that can lead to big problems for you offensively if you can't communicate properly.
I think the timeout's still a better result there.
That's for sure.
They can't take any funky plays. If you try something and you aren't communicating well, then could have a worse result. So let's see if the Blue Devils go back to the pass. It's been 3 runs and 1 pass so far. And they will hand to the tailback, hit hard. Coming in there to make the play is Alex Irvin Royster. Not much running room here for the Blue Devils as English was crushed behind the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Vaughn Pouncey was their primary ball carrier in the early weeks. I don't know why he's not out there. I don't know if he's injured or no longer with the team, but this is something we need to figure out.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be found. He had 5 catches, 100 yards rushing in the Week 1 loss. 3rd down and 9. Haslett rolling right, firing over the head of his intended receiver, but there is a flag, as I think it might be roughing the passer.
I think you're right, my friend. And this is going to be a free 15 if that's the case. And couldn't have came at a better time for the Blue Devils as they were about to punt the football away yet again. That's the official indication.
So I think it's a good idea in terms of scheme, just getting the quarterback moving a little bit. If you're going to get crushed in the pocket because the line's not protected, might as well move them outside and try to open things up.
Yeah, I agree. If you want to try to stretch the field a little bit, you're going to have to move that pocket or just get the ball out of his hands really quick on some bubble screens.
So a free first down here for the Blue Devils. They will turn around and hand to the tailback, and a big gain, biggest run of the day so far. That is Carter Hennessy on the carry.
Yeah, nice run there. Give him 6 yards on the first down carry. Puts him ahead of the chains for the first time in the game, a 2nd and 4. I'd love to see them move the chains without the benefit of penalty here. If you're a Zanesville fan, that would be a little sigh of relief.
So 3 wide receivers here for the Blue Devils. Hazlitt feeling pressure, and they will blow the whistle. That goes down as a sack. Getting in there is Sean Brechbill.
And that pass rush gets on the quarterback very quickly. Nowhere to go for Hazlitt. See that pocket just collapse. And great restraint from the Newark Wildcat player there. You see not slamming it. That would have been a penalty as well.
It was actually Preston Lunsford in there. 8 and 9 look very similar on the jersey. 3rd down and 9. Hazlitt, quick pass, and no one was ready for it.
Yeah, miscommunication again. I think his intended target was number 6, LaShawn Willett. But he broke into the middle of the field. Hazlitt threw outside the numbers. So again, miscommunication there for Zanesville is going to put him in a 4th down and punting situation. Just looking down from up here in the press box, you can see the size difference at nearly every single position that Newark has. Wherever the matchup is, you can see Newark has the bigger body, and that's a tough road hill to climb.
Beaver just gets the kick away again. Fair catch at the 30, and that's where the Wildcats will go to work. 4-play touchdown drive in their last time out.
And it was all chunk plays.
Yeah.
Couple passes and 1 run. Chewed up, nearly 70 yards of field. If you're Zanesville defensively, at least try to make them earn them yards and put yourself in some situations where you could do something, maybe some 3rd and long.
And there's a fumbled snap, and here come the Blue Devils falling on it.
Yeah, that's the break the Blue Devils needed.
Inside the 30.
They're in business right there inside the 30, as you mentioned, and falling on that fumble for Zanesville, number 21, Bentley Beaver. And that could give a shot of life into this Blue Devil team when they desperately need it. I think as long as they can keep this score within 1 possession, they'll be okay in this football game.
You can see on the replay there, it looked like the snap went right off of Lunsford as he was coming around as a lead blocker. So the snap went right off of him, and a break for the Blue Devils, as you mentioned. Best field position they've had so far to this point. They'll turn around and they'll hand. And wrapped up, brought down. Big play there from Irvin Royster. We've said his name a couple times, a hard-hitting tackler.
And I recognize that last name from several years ago. He must have had an older brother in the Newark program, as that last name is very familiar, Irvin Royster, with the Newark squad.
So it was a 1-yard gain. Hennessy, the tailback. They'll roll Hazlitt out. And he is brought down. In the backfield, it is Lunsford, his second sack, if he didn't get a yard.
You see that elite level pass rush, and again, Preston Lunsford, he's been all over the place in this football game on both sides of the football, making his impact felt. Nevertheless, Blue Devils are going to have 2 downs to get 9 yards here. They're certainly in 4-down territory where they stand.
It's been 3rd and long all day so far. Hazlitt loads one up deep, and it is caught! Touchdown!
What a catch by Aiden Wells. The degree of difficulty on that catch was as high as you can get. In fact, they threw a penalty flag for defensive pass interference, but that's going to be declined as Wells came down with the football for 6, and we have a new football game here, my friend.
Brand new football game. You see the throw by Hazlitt. He had one-on-one to the outside and gave his receiver a chance. So now they will load up and try the PAT. You know, it's really been 2 breaks right now for the Blue Devils. They had the one, I mean, they didn't really get points on it, but the roughing the passer, and then the botched snap, positive field position. So they've really capitalized on Newark's, their mistakes so far early in this one. So a penalty will be enforced on the kickoff after this PAT.
Yeah, I'm not sure on which team, though. The only flag we saw on the field was for a pass interference on the defense, but that would have nothing to do with the kickoff.
It's Aiden Wallace. And there's a flag. That PAT was blocked. It was whistled dead.
I think we're going to have offsides against Newark, so that may change Zach Clapper's thinking and might potentially go for 2 from the 1.5. Yes, that's going to move it from the 3 to the 1.5, and you never know. He might elect to go for 2 here. He's bringing in a different unit.
Here he comes.
I like the play call. I like the aggressiveness by Zach Clapper. Have a chance to take a lead early in this game.
So he only needs a yard. Yards have been hard to come by from this offense so far. Only 2 positive running plays so far in this one from the Blue Devils offense. So they go out with 3 wide. They got Hennessy in the backfield. Hazlitt gives to Hennessy. He's pushing forward and in for the 2.
Wow. Second, third, maybe even 4th effort from that Zanesville offensive line, giving him a little push. I'm going to get another look here. He's fighting and fighting and fighting, and his teammates come to his aid, and he sneaks through there. 8-7, Blue Devils now have a lead. Whole new ball game.
I tell you what, after the 2, drives that didn't really result in anything, you think after a 7-0 hole, what Newark did offensively on their first drive, you're thinking, okay, maybe this thing could, have the potential of going the other way. But a big forced turnover there on the botched snap, and then they go down. They take advantage of another Newark penalty, and now they're looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, we got a lead.
That's right. Momentum is a real thing. It factors in to the football game. The ebbs and flows of momentum throughout a game definitely play part in the outcome.
So the penalty was on the Wildcats as they'll be kicking this one away from the 45. My thinking on this, if you're this close, why not try an onside kick? Because if you're kicking normally, you're usually probably putting them in that range.
Right.
You're giving yourself a 50-50 shot at trying to get the ball.
The ball would have to at least get to the 35 before you're eligible to touch it
as
a kicking team. So I'm with you, my friend. I don't mind that idea at all. Or at least trying something different. Try to angle it down and make them field the ball inside the 10.
So here's Zayden Wallace. And he'll drill a line drive. And he's going to let that one go through the end zone.
It's good choice.
Yeah. Good choice, and it will be a touchback.
Now the Zanesville defensive unit is going to have to step up to the plate here. Very talented, strong Newark Wildcat offense shown on their first drive what they can do. They're multifaceted. And their quarterback, Bodie Smith, also serves as an extra runner. He can use his legs if the play breaks down.
So they'll have to go 80 yards. This one starts on the 20. And this will be a quick handoff and a space to run. Lowers the shoulder. That's a first down, I believe. That was Colton Peterson on the carry. Smith, right back to Peterson. Peterson, not much running room there, but a flag down. It might be a face mask.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that where that flag came out at. I'm not sure that official had a real good vantage point. We're going to see here momentarily. Zanesville did actually a great job on that play. The formation Newark showed, they put two receivers on each side of the formation outside the numbers, so they really stretched Zanesville's defense laterally as much as they could and then tried to pop a run in there on them. But Zanesville is up to the task. And this penalty is going to be on Newark.
Yeah, looks like it was a hold.
So that's another bonus for Zanesville. Now Newark in a 2nd and 20.
This will be give right back to Peterson. And no running room. Similar result to the last play, except there's no penalty on it.
Great job defensively by the Blue Devils. Gang tackling the ball carrier. I think the first one on the scene for Zanesville was Jordan Cooley, number 15. Another look at it here. Here comes Cooley from behind, and it was 14 down low. Connor Johnson.
So 2nd down and 19 now. They got one-on-one to the outside if they want it. And there's some motion.
Who is it on? Well, looks like it's going to be on Zanesville.
So the Blue Devils get jumpy. And that'll move it up a little bit. 5 yards and make this a little bit easier for the Wildcats.
Yes, 2nd and 14.
And another botch snap. Smith has to fall on that one inside the 15.
Wow, hopefully we can get another look at this one. The first one hit the player in motion. The first fumbled snap in the last series. I don't know what happened there.
I think it was just over his top shoulder.
Get another look. Yep, it was just an errant snap. Smith did all he could just to fall on the football, and now 3rd and forever. 3rd and 28 for the Wildcats.
And they get another jump.
Yeah, you gotta hold your water there if you're Zanesville. That was 52 Trio Ladd from his defensive end position, trying to get a quick jump, anticipating a longer developing pass play here on 3rd and long. But I wouldn't rule out a run or something more conservative here on this play by Coach Bill Franks, and just live to play another day.
Your defense has looked good so far outside of one play. Your Newark, as that's a quick crackback screen. And room to run. He's got the first down. What a play call, as that is Anbessa Ascenso.
Yeah, the route was about 4 yards long, and he did the rest himself after the catch with his legs. You're going to get another look right here. Catches the ball, a little screen in the middle of the field, and follows his blockers right down the middle. Missed tackle there by Zanesville, and it finally able to bring him down, but not till he gained the necessary yardage. And that's crushing defensively to give up first down on 3rd and 28.
Yeah, we haven't said Asenso's name yet. It's kind of like a speed weapon we haven't seen. I mean, he had tons of burst coming across the middle. There was an injured Blue Devil on the play. It was Darius Baranek.
Yeah, like I said, prior to the game, I always try to find my way down to field level at some point just to get a feel, for the game, the atmosphere, and these Newark kids, they look the part. Sometimes players, they're big and strong, and that's what this Newark team is. They've really come a long way in this program, and they struggled for many, many years as a football program. Primarily known as a basketball school, but their football team's starting to win some games now. Another fumbled exchange.
Another botched snap. They had to blow it dead.
I think we maybe get a false start here. Yep. So that's going to negate the fumble.
Probably a blessing in disguise because
Yes.
you keep the down. So first down and 15 now. Smith will put it in the belly and running hard across the 50. So there goes Peterson again.
Yeah, Colton Peterson seems to do a little bit of everything for this team. We're going to have another penalty here, some extracurricular activities after the play was over. We're going to see who is the guilty party, or will they get both teams?
It looked like from here Asenso just went right up into the grill of Moeller, and he tried to punch his molars.
Yeah.
So it's been a flag fest on the Newark side so far in this one.
So Newark, they've committed 2 or 3 personal fouls already here in the first quarter of this game, and that's a lot of penalty yardage you're giving up to the Blue Devils that are allowing them to hang around in this football game. And if you're Zanesville, you cannot count on that, but you definitely got to take advantage of it. You need to get off the field here defensively. This team is hurting themselves, and you need to just go ahead and let them do that.
Now this will be a quick screen pass to the outside, almost tackled by his own man.
Great tackle by Maddox Moeller.
Moeller coming in and making the stop.
He played QB in this game last year, but he's resigned to defensive duties only here in this one tonight. Zach Clapper must see something in young Kason Haslett that he likes at the quarterback position.
So third down and 17. Almost got another jump. The Blue Devils timid up there. And another screen pass. This one goes past the first down marker. Down the sideline goes Irvin Royster, and he's tackled at the 16. Another 3rd and 15 plus that the Blue Devils defense cannot get off the field.
And it was another screen play, and the receiver did the work himself. We're going to get another look here. You can see he looked to the wide side of the field, drew the defensive attention, threw back to the boundary to Irvin Royster, and he did the rest with his legs right down the sideline. Beautiful play design and execution.
Smith, play action, looks left, pressure in his face, takes off himself, a stiff arm, and he's brought down. I thought he might have gotten his face mask, but he got out of bounds. So that'll be 2nd and 10. 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
And if you're Zanesville, you got to feel good about where you're at.
Right, you got a lead.
Just defensively, they make some great plays, and then and they give up some big plays. It's kind of a give and take right now for that defensive unit, as we mentioned, 109 points allowed through the first 2 games.
Quick pass out, leans forward, tackled shy of the goal line. So that's where they will be, as that one went to Lunsford. So they'll be tackled about the half-yard mark, as that's where they'll have to go to start quarter number 2. We'll flip sides. Zanesville with an 8-7 lead here at home, taking on rival Newark. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. Quarter number 2, great field position for the Wildcats, as they got the ball right at the 1.
They've been using a combination of Colton Peterson out of the backfield and Alex Irvin Royster from the slot. This is probably Peterson territory.
And it'll be quarterback keeper. How about that?
I think that was
How about Smith goes in there?
I think that was a missed exchange there, and Smith just took it himself. Nevertheless, it's 6 points.
Another low snap. That's about 4 of them we've seen. Yeah, it was low. I don't know. It kind of looked like a read option, but nevertheless, it's points on the board for the Wildcats, and they're going to try for the extra point. Let's keep this game within 6.
Looks like Zanesville jumped off sides again.
And it wasn't even like he flinched. He just started walking across the line.
The 3rd or 4th guilty offense in encroachment for the Zanesville defense.
So here comes the offense. What we saw on the last score for the Blue Devils, the Newark will try to double up and do the same thing. I mean, they've been able to get yards on the ground pretty easily so far in this one. I think you go right back to Peterson here.
Wouldn't be a bad option. They have some road graders up front to fall in behind.
Michael's got to be off, Ranger. Michael's got to be off. He's on. Michael's got to be off.
So they will roll the quarterback right, throw left, and there's the 2. 2-point conversion successful as it's Lunsford.
Preston Lunsford making his presence felt yet again. They have some really, really good athletes on this Newark team. Lunsford, Peterson, Irvin Royster, Bodie Smith. They're just so many weapons you have to account for.
How about that play design, too? You roll yourself out right, everyone's thinking where you're going with it, you might run, and someone sneaks out left, and that's where you hit him.
Yeah, Bodie Smith uses his eyes as well as any quarterback I've seen in this year so far about getting a defense to lean one direction and coming back to the other side of the field.
We want to remind you tonight's broadcast brought to you by Fink's Harley-Davidson. Quick as a wink, deal with Fink. So we'll see the Zanesville offense again. Really, one play has been their only offense to this point. It was that go ball on a 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't
Birchbill kicks away, and that's a deep one. Just one bounce, and it's through the end zone. So here comes Hazlitt and company.
It was stretch left, and you worked right. Well, no, yeah. Thank you.
So the ball's on the 20 after the touchback. And there goes Hennessy. Not much running room.
They opened up the game with number 81, Caden English, carrying the football. And he's only taken it a couple times, and Carter Hennessy has been the primary ball carrier for Zanesville in the first half of this one.
We got two running backs in the backfield now for the Blue Devils. Second down and 9. And that pass is incomplete.
The intended receiver for Zanesville was Connor Johnson, unable to stretch out and make that catch. Ball slightly off target from Hazlitt.
It's been third down and long all day for
It
the Blue
seems that
Devils. Seems like 3rd and 9 is about what they've been in, but they took advantage with a shot play on the last drive for the touchdown. Maybe they'll think the same here.
That was number 2, Aiden Wells, and he's lined up to the near side of the field. That's split end.
He's got one-on-one again. And this is a check down. A little bit of speed showcase there. Still short of the line, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to be 2, maybe even 3 yards short. And this isn't an area of the field where I don't think Zach Klepper's be willing to go for this. He's going to send his punting unit out.
So 15-8 our score.
Zanesville really has to hold up their blocking here, because you can tell this Newark team, they are coming after this punt right here.
They've come close each time. This one again, it seems like it's just about a fingertip away. One's down to the 49.
And Newark's going to set up shop in outstanding field position here at the Blue Devil 48-yard line. Their offense has been very fluid here tonight. They've kind of pretty much done whatever they wanted. If they want to run it or pass it, they've been able to do both with a lot of success. That really puts the defense on their heels.
You could argue if you clean up the penalties, this could be a pretty different ball game than what it is right now. So it's marked on the 48.
Movement up front again.
And again.
Newark may be the guilty party here. I think this is a false start against the Wildcats, which is what we have. So that's going to back Newark up again. They have not done themselves any favors in regards to penalties.
Not just the penalties, the mental errors, the botched snaps, just a lot of things to clean up if you're on that sideline.
I agree. See a lot of talented players. You can tell they have a long way to go, and how good this team could possibly be by the end of the season if they start to put it together.
Smith fires one, busted coverage. He's got Kapachi, and he's caught and tackled by about the 20-yard line.
Wide open, busted coverage downfield for the Blue Devils. And you mentioned Michael Kapache found himself wide open. And if it weren't for Caden English back there to make the touchdown saving tackle, that would have been 6 more for the Wildcats.
So a big play Puts them near the red zone. And this will be out and into the hands. And through the 5, into the end zone for the touchdown goes Irvin Royster.
I tell you, this combination of receivers, Preston Lunsford and Alex Irvin Royster, this is going to give coaching staffs nightmares this season. These two young men are outstanding. They have great hands, they have great size, and after they catch the ball, they do so much damage with their feet and yards after catch. You see right there, Irvin Royster. He's going to get in the scoring column himself. A lot of talented players on this Newark team.
So it will be Brechtbill in for the PAT. And the kick is up and good. So now the score is 22-8. And if you were with us just 3 minutes ago, it was an 8-7 Zanesville lead. So in 3 minutes, you put up 15 points.
Yeah, this is a quick strike style offense, and it's not like they're not pushing, they're not forcing the ball downfield. It's very methodical, controlled offense, but they have such dynamic playmakers. Once they get the ball in their hands, they're just running away from the Zanesville defenders. See some scoring updates rolling across the bottom of the screen. The ticker, the Crooksville Ceramics. How about them Ceramics?
Yeah.
Winning 13-0. They're already 2-0 on the season, and a couple of quality wins for the Ceramics. They're under the guidance of a first-year head coach as well. So
Philo's up over Maysville 10-7. Maysville's different looking this year. Chase Bowman taking over.
Yeah, Chase Bowman, the former Morgan coach, is now at Maysville, and yeah, they defeated John Glenn week 1, and that gave them a big boost of confidence. I think the MVL is going to be some twists and turns in the league this year. I think that people aren't anticipating. It's pretty competitive top to bottom. Tri-Valley is still very good, but not the force they have been in recent years. There's an opportunity there for teams in that division to potentially take that crown.
So another big boot. That's going to go all the way to the barn on Maple Avenue.
Yeah.
Or Linden, yeah. Linden.
Big leg for that high school kicker.
I mean, that's a nice luxury to have. You put them at the 20 every time.
Yeah, if you have a quality place kicker and punter that you can rely on in high school, that gives you such an edge up against your opponents each and every week. It's hard to overstate the importance of those two positions at this level.
Well, that will be where the Blue Devils take over. Hazlitt forces one into the direction of Connor Johnson, incomplete.
Just hasn't looked comfortable in the pocket, has Hazlitt here in this game. He's facing a lot of pressure, and not only is he facing pressure, the size of these players are so much bigger. I think he's having a lot of trouble. See, his complete vision of the field is obstructed.
So second down and 10. Hazlitt rolling left, feeling pressure, and hit hard.
He did not see or feel that pressure from the blind side, and that was Lunsford. Number 8, Preston Lunsford, yet again making his presence felt. He just did not see or feel this pressure, and it was too late by the time he realized Lunsford was already on top of him. That's a big loss for Zanesville. It's going to set them back to about a 3rd and 16.
I think so. 3rd and 17. What they mark it. Hazlitt fires across the middle, and that's just dropped.
Yeah, that ball needs to be caught right there. Number 14, Connor Johnson, hit him right in the hands, and he just was unable to secure that.
He's wide open across the middle.
That was probably the best throw of the night, with the exception of the touchdown pass from Hazlitt. He put that on time right across the middle. That's a catch Johnson has to come up with. Still may not have reached the first down, but those are just plays you just need to build on things like that.
Get some rhythm.
It's the little things in the football game that add up.
And the punt is tipped. It's up in the air.
Get away! Get away!
And it will be down to the 35. And a flag's thrown. Or is that the down marker?
I'm not sure. It looked like a penalty flag.
Could be a sideline warning?
I was just thinking that same thing, my friend. That could be a sideline warning. That's what it is indeed.
Yeah. It came right over to the Wildcats sideline and chucked the laundry. It's confusing because it was right at the spot of the ball. So it's kind of one of those that you wouldn't think otherwise unless the two were paired together like that. So great field position right here for Newark. And they could really, wouldn't say put this game out of reach, but they could put a stamp on this one.
They sure could. It's 14-point advantage right now. Zanesville cannot afford to fall behind anymore.
Oh, play action, feeling pressure, and there goes Smith. Smith dives forward, not at the first down mark yet, but
excellent shoestring tackle by Carter Hennessy to bring down Bodie Smith before he was able to reach the first down marker.
And it's those plays for the Blue Devils. Like, they've gotten to the backfield, they made a couple great tackles, but like you said earlier, it's stringing them together and really getting a stop.
Yeah, the Zanesville pass rush on that play actually got some penetration. They just over-pursued, and Smith was able to just run straight through the middle of the field.
So 3 wide, 2nd down and 4. Smith fires, pass caught about the 15, and the day to run, and into the end zone goes Jason Giblin.
That's just far too easy. Wasn't a defender within 8 yards of Giblin when he made that catch. And then we're going to get another look right here. You'll see there's nobody around him. And then he makes a move, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Blue Devils that had an opportunity to make that tackle and were unable to. That's a head scratcher, and those are the things that keeps a head coach up at night right there.
So it's Brechtbill on to try to make this 29 for the Newark. And it's up and good.
And now we're at 29 to 8, so 22-point advantage. Blue Devils need to be careful this doesn't turn into a running clock situation.
Right. 22 unanswered in just 7 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. We want to remind you tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Community Bank. Now is the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Also, Foxfire Schools, it's free public alternative education serving students grades K through 12.
Give the Foxfire Phoenix a little shout out.
Yeah.
They've been playing some good football, my friend.
All right, yeah.
They won a couple ball games this year, and
fairly new program.
It is, but it's exciting to see those kids have the same opportunities that you do at a public school.
$7:45 to play here before halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a band performance for you. I tell you what, this Newark band, one of the biggest ones I've seen yet. And the kick is into the end zone again. At this point, you might as well just put the ball in the 20, save some time.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage, being able to have a kicker that can kick it into the end zone at the high school level. Because kick returns play a crucial part of a team game plan. You know, you always set up your returns, and you think you're going to have some opportunities throughout the game, but when they just keep kicking it over your head into the end zone, it's kind of deflating. Zach Clapper's electing to have an extra back in the backfield for, I think, for blocking purposes.
And they'll turn around and give this one to English, and no running room.
Yeah, he had a little room, but he was drugged down from behind by Roy Price, number 1. Looked like there was an opening there, and it closed in a hurry.
Second down and 11. Pistol formation, they'll option the back, and looking across the middle, and it's picked. Oh no, it's grabbed. Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
that was in the hands of the defender.
Simultaneous possession, and the Zanesville receiver, which was Connor Johnson, who made the key drop on the last series, makes amends for that, my friend. Watch this right here. Simultaneous possession. He just rips it away from the defender.
Yeah, the ball was right in the hands. Did you see the replay there? Right in the hands of Kopacki. It was right up high, and then he just reached and pulled it over his head. Continue running. So third down and 1. It wasn't enough for the first down. Turn around in hand. And English, I don't know if he's got enough.
Yeah, he only needed 1 yard, but I'm not sure he got it. The marker, down marker already changed to 4th down. Wow. Dylan here, you may have to think about it. He's bringing the punting unit out, but I thought he may think about going for just 1 yard here, down 21 points in this game.
Well, you could give the Newark ball on the 29 going the other way.
Yeah, it's just Newark's offensively. Newark's been able to cover so much ground with relative ease that it makes you question if you should even punt the ball back to them.
Right. And the Wildcats get ball to start the second half, so definitely got to fix some things defensively. Giving up 138 points across 5.5 halves right now.
Yep. Yeah, talking, 10 quarters of football. That's not good. It's 14 points per quarter.
Yeah. Quick math.
One can only hope, regardless of the outcome of the games this season, we can hope that Zach Clapper will at least hang in there with this team. And being he's a grad and an alum and played here through some of the best years, that I think he's the guy that can settle the ship here, because it's been a coaching carousel here at Zanesville over the past 5 or 6 years that no team can withstand that kind of coaching turnover and be successful.
Right.
And I like this hire. They stayed within the Blue Devil family and brought someone in who played when Zanesville was at its best.
So 5:46 to go here for half. This is a big drive in this ball game. It's 21 right now. If it gets to 28, worry about the running clock. You get ball. Newark gets ball to start the second half. And another botched snap, but able to take it as Smith. He's still got time to run. You worry about an offensive lineman downfield. But it was a clean play, and that one's caught right there by Kopacki.
Bodie Smith just uses athleticism to escape the pocket. And you can see what great accuracy and poise he has as he was rolling out to his left as a right-handed thrower. Threw the ball across his body. We're going to get another look here. First has to corral a bad snap. Then the pass rushes on him, so he scrambles out to his left, and then he makes a great throw across his body right here.
And another flag is down after the play. Not sure what happened, but they did move the ball back about 5 yards. Smith, hand, and there's some running room for Peterson. Peterson's across the 50. He's past the 40. He passed the 20. Touchdown, Wildcats.
I'm not sure he was touched throughout that whole run. He weaved his way through the entire Zanesville Blue Devil defense, and he had an escort the final 20 yards. The lead blocker, Jason Giblin, but you're going to see just the talent that he possesses. Colton Peterson. He really hasn't taken a whole lot of carries, but the ones he has, he's made the most of tonight. I think their pass run splits tonight favor the pass a little bit for the Newark Wildcats, and that's probably going to change in the second half, I would assume.
Especially when that clock might be running. The kick is up and good. So 36-8 our score. It's a 28-point lead. We still got 5 minutes before halftime.
This is, if Zanesville, you're thinking as optimistically as you could prior to the game, looking at things on paper. And Zanesville had a real opportunity to turn their season around, not just a win in a rivalry game, but they're a Division III Region 11. And Newark's a Division I team, so there was huge playoff points on the line if Zanesville were able to come out with a win here tonight. But they have a big hill to climb.
Check our scores down on the ticker. New Lex 26, Morgan 0.
Wow. That's surprising to me. That Morgan through the first 2 weeks has beat two really good football teams, Marietta and Warren Local. And that's just a testament to how sound fundamentally New Lexington is as a football team. They have not missed a beat. They graduated two of the best offensive players in the league, Isaiah Stevens and Bentley Hansen and Carson Kellogg. That trio right there. And I'm telling you, my friend, they are just a culture right now, a winning culture.
And that will go to the end zone for a touchback. Yeah, you mentioned Coach Board has really built something there.
Yep.
They were able to withstand the loss of Lucas Ratliff, then went to Isaiah Stevens. He had some turnover problems his first year as a quarterback, but last year was
lights out.
Lights out, yeah. I mean, just going to the field and looking at that every game was just breathtaking.
Yeah.
I mean, you could run it, you could throw it. That offense could spread it around, get them in motion. I'm sure Coach Board was up late just thinking, you know what? How can I scheme these guys even more? He probably had a blast doing that last year. So here come the Blue Devils. And this is Hennessy. Hennessy, a little bit of running room. Hennessy's broke one. He's past the 40 across midfield and takes it into enemy territory. Biggest play of the night for the Blue Devils as Hennessy gets loose.
Woo! We'll get another look right here. Hennessy does this by himself, shakes a tackle there, a missed tackle there, and he has gone down the sidelines. 62 yards on that carry for Mr. Hennessy.
So that's something you needed right there from this Blue Devils offense. Just big plays. Something to move the ball down the field. They had that beautiful throw and catch on their only touchdown of the game to this point. But other than that run right there, another highlight to this offense. They'll turn around and give it right back to Hennessy. And a lineman will help pull him forward. How about that?
Yeah, Hennessy fighting for yardage. You love to see that fight in the Blue Devils, down 36-8.
He just went 62 yards and said, I want the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
Couldn't be me. I'd be on the sideline for a week. Oxygen tank and everything. Second down and 6. On the ground, and oh wow, you see Hazlitt ready to fall on that one.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster for Zanesville. They were able to fall back on that loose ball. Nevertheless, it's a wasted down, so now they're in 3rd and 6.
It was snapped off the left hip of Hazlitt, and then he rushed the handoff, and that ball popped free. So 3rd down and 8. Hazlitt takes the snap, throws it deep into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Threw that one into double coverage. He was trying to go to his deep man again. That was Aiden Wells.
Hey, you mentioned it. He did try to go double coverage. That was Irvin Royster, Alex Irvin Royster on the pass breakup for Newark. I'm not sure even if Zanesville was able to come up with that ball, he would have been in the end zone. I think it would have carried him out the back of the end zone.
Tell you what, Irvin Royster, he's had a hard hit. He's had a couple big tackles. He's got the touchdown, a couple big speed plays as well. They're going for it on 4th down. This one over the middle, incomplete, and a flag down.
Yeah, that's Bentley Beaver was the intended receiver, and I think he was interfered with coming across the middle of the field. Newark coaches just to the left of us up here in the press box do not like the lateness that penalty flag came out, but nevertheless, I believe he was interfered with. But they're discussing it. We're going to see.
It was thrown by the official behind the line of scrimmage, too.
There are 2,000 defense. Has interference on the defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
So another roughing the passer penalty, the second one we've seen in this half for the Wildcats, and the second one that's extended of Blue Devils' drive on a 3rd down or 4th down. So it's 1st and goal on the 9, 3:29 to play. Hazlitt goes to Hennessy. Hennessy lowers the shoulder, and he's tackled short of the touchdown.
Whoa.
So close.
I'm telling you, if he's short by a nose of the football. He fell into the end zone, but his lower body may have been down prior to that. We're going to get another look here. Hennessy really fighting for every yard, trying to finish off this drive. And looks like he was, I don't know, he looked like he was on top of the defender.
It did look like his knee or elbow was not on the ground. Nevertheless, no replay in high school, only on South 60. That's a give to Hennessy, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Desperately needed points right there for the Blue Devils. And we'll see what they want to do here for their PAT try. If they're going to pull out all the stops and just start going for 2 the rest of the way.
What a drive for Carter Hennessy. 62-yard rush. Ends in the end zone eventually.
He's in a 4-eye. And Jacoby, 4-eye.
So here comes the 2-point try. They've been successful on their only attempt. This is a pass up high pointed and out of bounds. Incomplete. He tried to throw one up. I don't think I like that play call.
Yeah, that was Maddox Moeller, the intended receiver. Yeah, that execution has to be perfect for that play to work. The pass has to be accurate, and the player has to allow himself enough room in the back of the end zone to come down in bounds, which Moeller did not.
So a 36-14 game now. And remind you, today's broadcast, Kokonis Furniture and Mattress First. Always making it easier for you to furnish your home. That's how you know you're back in Zanesville.
Yeah.
Drive past the Kokonas. Haven't heard it since I worked at WHIZ. It was every ad that was on our commercials. And you move away for a little while, you forget about things, and then you come back and you're like, wow, yeah, these are, some memories.
The sponsors have been good to us. We certainly appreciate having them on board so we can bring you these games.
Got another crew down at MVL Game, correct? That one's streaming on Facebook right now at South 60 Films. This one is fielded about the 10-yard line, and big space. Jumps over a returner, kick coverage man, and tackled at the 40. Good return there. That's the first time we'll call Trig Loffman's name.
Special teamer for Zanesville, Easton Geen on the stop there. You see him fly into your picture right there, 44.
He almost got the ball.
Yep.
No, he's not. Show the whole series. Go through the whole series with him and show him that he's not pursuing. He's not doing anything he's pushing to do on the whole series. Tell him that.
So Smith right off the hands. Wide open receiver as it's off the hands of Giblin.
Yeah, that will go down as a drop for Giblin. Bodie Smith he's throwing some nice balls here tonight to his receivers. I was impressed with him a year ago, just his poise and composure.
So they're going to call an illegal motion on the offense. That'll move him back.
I'd say if there's one thing this Newark team needs to clean up, they commit a lot of penalties.
It's coming up on 10 right here in the first half. Smith takes the snap and fired great into a window. And across midfield goes his main man who said his name all night, Lunsford.
That's elite execution right there. Watch this throw. Bang, right on the money. And the receiver doesn't even have to break stride.
And I got some more motion.
His hard count has been giving the defensive front four from Zanesville fits tonight. That's probably a half a dozen times that they've jumped off sides.
I think these refs' arms are going to be sore in the morning. All the laundry they're tossing out there. First down and 5 now, 38-yard line. Almost got it again. They were in the neutral zone.
Yes, they were.
It's one of those you go to the line, all right, on 8. We'll get him. And Smith fires quick, and he's got the first down. That one goes to Kopacki.
It just doesn't take them very much time to pick up huge chunks of yards. They're just very efficient offensively.
They're not in a hurry either. There's another quick pass. Little slide step, stiff arm, moves forward, drags 3 defenders with him, and it's Lunsford again with that.
If it's not Lunsford, it's Irvin Royster.
Right.
If it's not Irvin Royster, it's Kopacki.
Yep.
Pick your poison here.
Then you'll hit you with Peterson
That's
for
right.
70. A lot to play with here. This time it's another tailback in the backfield, as it was Irvin Royster.
I think we have a timeout on the field by Zanesville.
Well, they stopped the clock. It's 1st and goal on the 6, with just under a minute 30 before halftime.
You see the size and physicality at the receiver position. As you just saw Lunsford there dragging a Zanesville tackler an extra 4 or 5 yards down inside the 10.
Look at that shot.
Yeah, good shot.
Wow. The moon, is the sun setting? Is that what that is, or is that the moon? I didn't pay attention in
I
class.
think it'd have to be the moon, my friend.
Yeah, that is the moon. hear from the production truck that it's the moon, so it's beautiful. I tell you that.
Yeah.
So 1:24 to play here. Smith with 2 in the backfield, and he will roll out and fake the pass. Actually, that went to Peterson. He's pushing the pile, and he is short.
Yeah, they're going to mark his progress stopped at about the 2.5 yard line, it appears.
So Zanesville's calling another timeout.
They want to leave some time on this clock if they possibly can.
Oh no, Hazlitt might have a bazooka. We haven't seen him throw downfield very often. They got one more timeout. This is 2nd down. So 2nd down now. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And once again, they get a jump.
That's going to have to be a topic of discussion at halftime for Zach Clapper and his staff. Has just far too many encroachment penalties on Zanesville in this first half. I know this penalty here is only going to amount to about a yard because where the football is placed, but you have just got to be fundamentally sound up front.
I tell you what, if you're a fan of penalties, this game's for you. And plenty of them so far to this point. So the ball on the 2. Turn around, fake to Peterson, throw out, almost intercepted.
Boy, was it ever.
That was English. He almost took that to the house the other way.
Let's see who. Ooh, yeah, nothing but green grass in front of Beaver if he was able to come up with that interception. Now it's 3rd and 2. Newark's been playing around with these short passes down here, and now they find themselves in a 3rd and goal.
Got the hammer Peterson. He already has a touchdown run in this quarter.
And now you got Irvin Royster lined up in the backfield as the tailback. You got to watch out.
And they'll turn around and give it to Irvin Royster, and he's in to the end zone for a touchdown, his 2nd of the ball game.
You know, you just see a formation that you haven't seen the entire night. They got to be lining up that for a reason, and they obviously wanted to give it to Royster on the handoff.
So Zanesville will have 1:03 with a timeout. As the score now 42-14.
It's a lot of points to give up in one half of football. Very hard to remain competitive when your defense is allowing so much yardage and points.
And the kick is up and good, especially thinking that they got bailed out a lot with some penalties. You know, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the botched snaps going backwards.
Yeah, there's been at least 4 botched snaps from Newark in this football game that they've just had to fall on and eat the loss. How many 3rd and extremely longs have they converted tonight? Just one after another.
Right.
It's just deflating.
They've had 2 3rd and 19, if not longer. One was 3rd and 25, one was 3rd and 19, and they converted on it.
And they're not throwing the ball to the marker. They're throwing a 4 or 5 yard route, and the receiver's just running, weaving his way through the entire Blue Devil defense. And it's something you're going to have to put a stop to. You get a team backed up like that, you have to finish off that drive defensively.
So a 29-point lead now. go through the back of the end zone. So they got to go 80 yards in a minute 3. Coach Clapper elected to use some timeouts and try to get something going.
He used 2 of his 3 timeouts on that defensive series trying to save some time, and he has 1 in his pocket in a minute to cover 80 yards. Crazier things have happened.
Newark will receive the second half kickoff. Well, let's see what the Blue Devils have cooking here with a minute. Roll out left. Fires a strike, incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Maddox Muller.
It's just a very tough throw. Rolling out to your left as a right-handed thrower. We saw Bodie Smith for the other side throw that pass with pinpoint accuracy. We know it can be done, but it takes a very, very strong arm.
And that'll go to Muller, and he'll just fall down, short of the first down marker. And now, try and hurry up. You want to make sure you don't give Newark another opportunity. If you don't get this, you can call timeout and get a short field. Hazlitt, almost intercepted. Getting his hands up on it was Lunsford. And 35 seconds, 2 timeouts for Newark. Could go down and double dip and get it at halftime.
Yeah, I know one thing. This Newark team will not sit on the football. And they get possession, they're going to be full systems go trying to score. They're trying to put this one away. And you got to worry about 32 back to receive this punt, Colton Peterson. He's got some very good open field skills.
And you got to watch out for a block punt. They've come within a hand's reach. They've tipped one of them already. I mean, they're a fingernail away from blocking one. And a delay game on Zanesville.
You know, you have a timeout left. Now, why not use it?
You're only making it harder for yourself.
To avoid that delay of game, you have to be aware of the play clock, both players and staff. Anyone can call that timeout.
So it's a high snap and almost blocked. And they run away from it. Takes a Zanesville bounce.
Yeah, I think Irvin Royster could have blocked that kick, but if he missed it, his trajectory would have sent him into the kicker, which would have been a personal foul. So I think it's very good restraint there by Irvin Royster not to go full bore towards his kicking leg. And Wildcats are near midfield to start this possession.
24 seconds and 2 timeouts.
They've shown they can cover distance in a hurry, though.
Right. It hasn't been long drives for Newark. They've scored pretty quickly on all of them so far at this point.
Lunsford and Irvin Royster lined up on the same side of the field on the boundary.
So Smith takes the snap, feeling pressure. And he'll just run out of bounds. 16 seconds. I think you want to throw that one away if you know it's breaking down. Keep that clock stopped with as much time as you have. Now it might change things. $16 seconds, 39-point lead, or 29 rather. As this one's thrown right across the middle, it's caught by Asenso. He's tackled at the 20-yard line. First time we've said Asenso's name since the personal foul.
Newark quickly calls timeout as we get another look at that great throw and catch. Smith to Asenso all the way down to the 20-yard line of the Blue Devils, and just 9 seconds remaining, but they can take probably 2 end zone shots here with 9 seconds to go. However, they do have a timeout remaining, so the middle of the field is not off the table here either.
They have a talented kicker. We've seen him bomb it through the back of the end zone on every single kickoff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Their kicker is probably comfortable kicking it from here. It'd be a 37, 38-yard field goal if they didn't gain another yard.
I'd like to see him try it from the logo, just to see how close he gets. Not that it'll happen, but I think that leg's good enough from a lot of distance. So 9 seconds now. 2 in the backfield. Smith rolls out right. Got to watch the time. It's ticking down. 3 seconds. Loads it up for the back of the end zone. Incomplete with .5 on the clock.
Wow.
So when you roll out like that, you lose a lot of the play clock. But now we're going to go ahead.
He's sending the place kicker. He's sending the place kicker
Try
out.
the field goal.
You see Sean Breckbill, number 9. He's going to try this. This is going to be, see where they're going to spot this ball at.
And it's on the left hash. This is no easy kick.
Spotting at the 28-yard line, so it's going to be a 38-yard attempt from Breckbill. He has the leg. He certainly does.
Breckbill's kick is up, and it's wide left. It had the distance, but it's no good. So, what a turn of events. Zanesville started the end of the first quarter with an 8-7 lead. They then allowed Newark to put up a total of 43, and it's now a 43-14 game. So we'll head to halftime. The Wildcats lead by 29. We'll step aside, enjoy the halftime show with the bands right here at Sulzberger Stadium. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. Welcome back to Sulzberger Stadium. Ted, the first half was interesting. Zanesville had a lead, 8-7, and then they gave up 36 points in a quarter.
Yeah, very short-lived lead it was, and the Newark Wildcats offense was just a machine there in the first half. They did anything they wanted to do with relative ease, both running and passing the football. And we're going to go through some of the highlights here, Dylan.
Yeah, that was the one bright spot offensively for Zanesville. But then again, striking right back, that little read option play. It was Hill getting in the end zone, and then the two-point conversion going the other way. Great play design there.
Sure was, and that was Preston Lunsford on the grab for Newark.
They were able to do exactly what they wanted as Kopacki got one inside the 20, and then it's time to go to work. Flip it out there, and it goes to Irvin Royster to the house. And then the big run, we saw it from Colton Peterson, shredding this Zanesville defense, blocking downfield and getting into the open field all the way. Another house call, and that was a theme in the second quarter, I mentioned. 36 points.
That was a 65, 70-yard TD run, and he was barely touched.
This was the best play of the game so far for the Zanesville offense. We saw it was Hennessy breaking free for 62 yards. He eventually got in the end zone on that play, or on that drive. He punched one in right here.
Best play of the first half by far offensively for the Blue Devils was that Hennessy 61-yard tote.
So we're back live now. The second half gets underway. Newark receives the kick, and tackled right about the 35-yard line as we get things going. But 43-14 our score. If you turn the game off after the first quarter, you're probably scratching your head.
Yeah, at one point this was an 8-7 Zanesville lead at the end of the first quarter, and wow, how things really changed there in the second.
I said in the moment it didn't feel like a lead.
Yeah.
It felt, they had the botch snap, the couple penalties that allowed them for opportunities like that, but now they got to play some defense, show some pride here in the second half. Trailing by 29, here comes the Wildcats offense. And a quick little screen pass. And running room to the outside. And there goes Irvin Royster all the way down inside the 10. He goes in untouched.
And that's a 66-yard house call on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter for the Newark Wildcats. Bodie Smith to Alex Irvin Royster. We're going to get another look at this one. He was hardly touched right there. Blue Devil got a fingertip on him, but no other Blue Devil able to lay a finger on Irvin Royster as he walks into the end zone.
Yeah, he would have been good if it was two-hand touch.
Yes.
So we'll try the PAT now as 30 seconds into half number 2. Going to make this thing 50. PAT up and good. So 50-14 our score.
And now we have a running clock per the rules of OHSAA. Any team leading by 30 or more. So the clock will continuously run. It will only stop for timeouts and end of quarter stoppages.
And we would have had one had the field goal would have been good that Breckville attempted right before the end of the first half. That one went wide left. But if you're in that Zanesville locker room now, what can be said? It's a rivalry game. You got your successful team from 2015 back here on homecoming night. What are you telling them?
It's a tough conversation you have to have with teenagers, and it can't be easy. It's not a job I would ever want.
Right.
But I think when a team's in this kind of state, you really just need to find anything positive to build on. It's so much less about the wins and losses and so much more about the process is what I would say to young kids. And, just don't give up. As teams go through, programs go through series of downtimes and then great times, and you just kind of got to roll with the punches. But first and foremost, you need a head coach that's going to be loyal and stick with your program through the good and the bad, and that's what I think Zach Clapper provides.
A kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. I think every single one of his kicks have been touchbacks.
Yeah, it was odd how when he attempted the 37-yard field goal, how the ball came out so low.
Yeah.
Because his kickoffs have been really high and sailed all the way into the end zone.
They were so high they almost touched the moon.
Yeah.
Not the sun, it was the moon.
Yeah.
If you were with us earlier, you'd have caught that. But nevertheless, here come the Blue Devils, trying to get something going. Their last offensive drive looked pretty good, and except for the one they had just about a minute to go before halftime. But they punched in a long 62-yard run that eventually resulted in 6. So they'll try again, and this is hit hard in the backfield.
Yeah, Hennessy swallowed up right there. That was big 77, Jacoby Workman. And they got another big lineman. We don't have heights and weights for these players, but 71, Cameron Davis for them. Right there, you see him in the middle of your picture. He is big, strong, physical, got great feet. I think he could be a next-level player at an elite college level if he stays at it.
So that actually went for a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Hazlitt, high ball right over the head of his receiver. That was LaShawn Willett. First time we've said his name today. 3rd down and 9 now.
Just the timing has just not been there between Hazlitt and his receivers tonight. The ball's consistently thrown off target, ahead of his receiver, behind his receiver. They just don't have that fluid chemistry that you'd like to see out of quarterback and receivers.
Here come the Blue Devils on 3rd down. Hazlitt, pressure, rolls out left. He's got the 1st down. He gets out of bounds. So a great run. Way to extend the play there on 3rd down and pick up 1st down.
Absolutely. Big 1st down conversion. And this is one aspect of their offense that I thought was missing in the first half was the quarterback run. And there you see Hazlitt picking up the 1st down with his wheels.
You know, a few years ago they had Drew Doyle at quarterback, and he was very successful in being able to run the ball and have a couple throws that he beat you with as well. Those some they were able to find success with in the past. Well, this is not much, as that was Hennessy on the carry. Or rather, it was English. So the winding clock, we're already under 8 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Turn around and hand off, as there's some speed from Hennessy. Tell you what, he looks like the best ball carrier we've seen so far.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of fight and resilience, is Hennessy. You see here, after contact, continues to move forward, gain an extra yard or 2. That's the kind of fight you want to see if you're Coach Zach Clapper. It's going to be a 3rd and short here, partner.
3 yards to gain.
Big down right here for Zanesville.
They've been more efficient on the run here so far in the second half. And they'll go to Hennessy. Hennessy's got a crease. He's across the middle, and he's tracked down about the 25. Another big run for Hennessy. He's up over 100 on the game.
Yes, he is. That was 39-yard tote right there for Carter Hennessy. Weaves his way right through the teeth of that Wildcat front 4 and finds himself in open space territory, and he was raced down from behind by maybe the guy with the best name on Newark roster, Kai Comedy.
Yeah. No laughing there.
No laughing matter.
So 1st down and 10. We'll turn around and hand off. It's Hennessy again. He falls into the back of the left tackle there.
You can always count on Newark to bring some colorful names to the forefront. I remember many years ago, Newark had a basketball player named Vince Cash Dollar.
Oh, wow.
That was his actual last name.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy you remember that, but a name like that is so memorable.
So there is an injured Blue Devil down on the field. We'll step aside as he gets attended to. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. All right, so the intended injured player on the field was DeMarcus Goins. He was taken off on the Gator. As here comes a run from Hazlitt. Hazlitt's across the 10, reaching, and he's tackled inside the 5.
Now Zanesville threatening here inside the 5. Dylan, and if they score here and are successful in a PAT, then that's going to put an end to the running clock temporarily.
Yeah. They've looked good on this drive. Like I said, running the ball has been their forte.
Yeah, they still have to, these last few yards may be the hardest against this big physical front of Newark.
2 yards to go. And Hennessy stuffed the big D line of the Wildcats, stopping him short.
Yeah, that was big 71. Cameron Davis met him in the hole, forced him back. You know, look here. Cameron Davis, you see right, just swallows him up. And he's gang tackled by a trio of Wildcats. So we're going to have 3 more shots at this from the 1 yard line if necessary.
Cameron Davis, such a good golfer. The one on the tour, of course. And this was Hazlitt, nowhere to go.
Faked the handoff, tried to sneak it in there himself. Still unable to break the plane, so we'll have 3rd down and goal from inside the 1 yard line. Blue Devils undoubtedly will take 2 cracks at this if necessary. Sure, Coach Clapper would love to see his team in the end zone on 3rd down, not even get to a 4th.
So 3rd and goal, they're on the 1. Just need 1 yard. Haslett, quarterback keeper. He lunges forward, and he's in for the touchdown.
He didn't get in by much, but he certainly got in. He stretched the football across.
Take a look at the Ohio Educational Credit Union replay, and the ball did cross the plane. He had it tucked to his right arm, but as he lunged forward, that tip of the ball crossed the goal line.
And now a crucial extra point here. This could be the difference of continuing a running clock or stopping it.
Yeah. Now they're going to go for 2.
Wow.
Try to cut it to 28. So they'll turn around and they will hand it nowhere to go.
That was Caden English on the carry. And he may have actually lost a yard or 2 on that attempt.
Yeah, the line was blown up. Good stop in the backfield. So the 2-point try unsuccessful. We will be at Philo next week. Philo taking on Riverview. Riverview down 48-0 to Crooksville at this point in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I believe that's Crooksville's home opener this year as well. They were road dogs the first 2 weeks, and they're enjoying some home cooking down there in Crooksville. And we're not going to get a visit to that stadium this year, but we were down there a couple times last year, and it's just a beautiful stadium they've got right in front of their high school. Great facilities all around, weight room, field.
You talk about building programs and, going through hard times that many schools and programs have to face. That's a prime example right there. Crooksville, they get a new facility, new life, new energy, new, things that you're bringing to the table with the weight room. And next thing you know, you start winning some football games. So the results kind of play into what you can bring to the table with both resources and building a culture.
Yep, they were, in fact, state champions all the way back in 1977, if you can believe it or not.
What year was Coach coaching?
I believe he started in 83.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correct. I think he served as defensive coordinator from 83 to 99, and then head coach from 2000 to 2004, I believe.
He's calling the game a new Lex tonight. So, just over 2 minutes here. Running clock, 3rd quarter. And that will just eat more of the time away as that goes to Peterson. Sorry, it was Jack Capacci with the carry.
They're starting to sprinkle in some of their backups, starting to get some touches.
Keep people healthy.
Yeah, I believe Colton Peterson has about 150 yards on 5 carries. That's not official, but it seems that way.
And there's more hard running. How about that? Showcasing that is Daniel Hoberg Jr. Again, first time we called the name, picks up the 1st down and more. So the ball at midfield. They'll go back to Kopacci, and he's got about a yard.
The clock continues to tick down, my friend, nearing the minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. quickly moving third quarter with this running clock. And you see the pace of play for Newark starting to slow down a little bit, starting to use the play clock to their advantage and just churn out 4, 5, 6 yard chunks on the ground, and they'll be getting out of here with a victory.
2nd down and 8. Turn around and hand, and again, this Blue Devils defense showing some fight late in the ball game. I'm sure as a coach you like that. You know, you give up 50 points, just got to show some fight, and they are.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, you know, a season like this, you're not going to be able to gauge success by wins and losses, but what a head coach can see is how much effort each individual player is giving. So he knows what he has to build on and what he doesn't have, quite frankly. So, you know, he's paying attention each and every snap to how engaged his players are.
There's a 3rd down run. Kopacki has got the 1st down. I should preface Jack Kopacki. We said Michael all day. It's Jack on the carry. He's got the 1st down. That'll end the 3rd quarter. We step aside. 50-20 is the score. Here as we head into quarter number 4 from Sulzberger Stadium, it's Newark ahead of Zanesville. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. Welcome you back for the 4th quarter. Running clock here. It's already winded. It's a 1st down and 10. They'll turn around and they will hand to Hoberg Jr.
Got a new quarterback in for Newark as well. Number 11, Jace Hodges, now taking the snaps in place of starter Bodie Smith, but they don't seem to have missed a beat offensively with these backups out on the field.
It's also worth noting Zanesville's starters are still on the field.
I'm not sure with the roster size they have much of a choice.
Right.
Newark's got a luxury of having so many more players on the roster to work with.
Well, there's Jack Kopacki. He gets a few yards on that carry, and it's enough for a 1st down. Now on the 21, just outside the red zone. And brought down is Hoberg.
And brought down by number 19, Ishan Ross of Zanesville. Great tackle by Ross. That could have busted that one for a large gain.
Seems like every other carry either goes to Jack Kopacki or Daniel Hoberg at this stage of the game. And we see Kopacki check back in. 2nd down and 10. Go with an inside zone play to Jack. And it doesn't have much, maybe a yard. He's got 2 on that.
Zanesville's played the first 2 downs of this series really strong, and they got Newark in a 3rd and 8. Like to see your defense raise up here and make a play.
this is a quarterback keeper on the option, running forward. There goes Hodges inside the 10 on the first down, moves the chains.
It seems like if they needed 8 on third down, they get 9. When they needed 17, they got 18. It's just whatever number they need on third down, they seem to get it plus a yard.
I don't think we've seen a Newark punt all night.
You know, I can't remember one now that you've mentioned it. They've just been an offensive juggernaut here. Tough deal for them is they're a Division I team in the postseason, and I don't think they play a single Division I team throughout the regular
Hodges
season.
drops the snap. And it's recovered.
That's a
Wildcats.
tough road to go in the Division I playoffs in Ohio. The difference between Division I and all the other divisions is night and day. It's the top level Division I teams in the state of Ohio are very, very good. Almost college level good.
Right. Columbus area schools. Those Pickeringtons, they
I
turn.
know Lakewood
bunch
St.
of
Edward.
Buckeyes.
Lakewood St. Edward is playing Huber Heights Wayne tonight. That's one of the big matchups in Ohio.
Yeah.
Glenville's playing Avon Lake, which is a big matchup as well. But those are Division II schools.
Jack Kopacki leans forward for a few yards. The Bell Fountain kid last year, Tavian St. Clair.
Yes.
Very talented quarterback. He's with the Buckeyes now.
He'll be starting for the Buckeyes in probably 2 years from now, I'd say.
Right. Dual threat, man.
Number
Very
one recruited quarterback in the country a year ago out of high school. Yeah, he has all the skills to be the next great one at Ohio State. But tell you what, Julian Sand looked pretty good for his first ever start being against the number one team.
Turn around and they will hand to Hoberg, and Hoberg is stuffed just shy of the end zone.
Be curious to see if they give him a first down, though. They could get a first down on that and not score a touchdown, but they are not. It's going to be a fourth. Okay, it is 4th and goal now from the 1.
So the offense stays on the field. And hit hard in the backfield is Kopacki. He's got nowhere to go. And how about that Zanesville Blue Devil D-line standing tall?
That is a big stand defensively, especially when you're up against it, up against the back of your own goal line, and you find a way to shut them down. I know the result of this game has long been determined, but Zach Clapper has to like what he saw right there, the fight in his defensive unit. And now Zanesville has the daunting task of trying to move it out of the shadow of their own end zone offensively against this big physical defensive front. However, most of the starters are out for Newark, so we have a different looking defensive front Zanesville's going to be up against this series.
So the Blue Devils call timeout, just trying to keep some time on the clock. I'm sure they want to try to run their full offense here.
Zach Clapper constructing something over there. Long discussion going on in a tight huddle, so see what he has in mind to do offensively from his own 1 yard line. Give yourself some breathing room would be goal number 1.
So they got to go about 99 yards. And running out of room and tackled into the end zone. He can go ahead and put him up. That's a safety.
That's the one thing you couldn't afford to do. And they tried an edge run out of the end zone, which is always dangerous. I'd rather seen them go straight ahead into the A-gap. He tried to bust it around the edge, and he's never going to outrun those 3 Wildcat defenders. you're trying to give yourself some breathing room back there in the shadow of your own goal line. Go straight forward, right behind your center and guards.
So now 52-20, 5:22 to play.
So not only will that be 2 points for the Wildcats, they will get the ball.
Can run this game away if they want to. Tell you what, this Newark crowd, they brought pretty good amount of attendance, and they've been fired up all game. I'm sure a lot to like, of course. But
they've been hungry for a competitive football program for years in Newark. I mean,
jumping up and down, rocking the bleachers. Chants and the band, everything.
Newark's a school that each and every winter you can count on both their boys and girls basketball programs to be a factor in Central Ohio, if not the entire state. But the football program has been a completely different story.
Here comes the free kick from the Blue Devils. Pretty good kick as it goes to the 35. And there's some running room to the outside. Cuts forward and stays on his feet to the 25. A big return for Trig Lockman.
Look at it here, Dylan. He's finds some space out there, and right here, almost the official almost played a factor into the play as he jumped out of the way.
Sure, the coaches wanted him to go out of bounds, but he wanted end zone.
Yeah, that's right.
He saw two defenders and tried to spin. He wanted it. So 72 total points in this one. You'd be shocked to find out it was 8-7 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
As there goes a run by Hodges.
Well, week one, there were 96 total points in the Zanesville game. 70, they gave up 70 to Johnstown and scored 26. They were shut out last week. Zanesville did not score a point a week ago.
About 2 minutes to go. And a flag is thrown. That gets to delay a game. Crooksville with the 48-0 win over Riverview as that game is final. Couple scores from around the area. Going final, New Lex to the win over Morgan, 33-14.
Well, the road gets no easier for the Blue Devils from here, Dylan, as they will play host to the Garaway Pirates next week.
That's a tough battle.
Although a much smaller school, very much battle-tested are the Pirates from Garaway, as they knocked West Muskingum out of the playoffs 2 years ago with a 28-0 win.
Hodges bobbles a snap. Keep it himself. Spins forward before falling down. About 2 more plays and can hop back on the bus with a win.
Yeah, Newark's going to move to 2-1 and feeling pretty good about their chances going forward, as they just have a plethora of options offensively to use in a variety of ways. They got some things to clean up fundamentally. A lot of penalties and a lot of unnecessary mistakes from Newark, but boy, when you have the type of skill at the position players that they have, it's going to carry you a long way.
Yeah. We've seen it tonight. I mean, even the depth alone. So we see a carry here from Hodges, or Hoberg, rather.
Yeah, some very surprising scores across the area tonight. Especially that Philo up big against Maysville, 48-14. I think that's the MVL is going to have some upsets and some games that might make you scratch your head. That Maysville team week 1 defeated John Glenn in overtime. And I know John Glenn has a very solid returning team from a year ago. And then we saw Philo lose at home by 17 to New Lex a week ago, and they go on the road to Maysville, a 2-0 team, and put the smackdown on the Panthers. So
yeah.
I have a feeling this MVL season is going to be a roller coaster. There's going to be some ups and downs for each and every team, and it should be a lot of fun to watch how this all plays out.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty as the play clock, or rather the game clock here, will just wind down. And Newark comes into Zanesville and walks away with a 32-point win, 52-20 our final.
They did so in dominating fashion, Dylan. You have to really nitpick to find some things to talk negatively about Newark, and if it were, it would be those penalties, unnecessary penalties, especially personal foul varieties. Roughing the passer 3 times in this game, which led to Zanesville's first touchdown. But those are things you can clean up. You can't make your players bigger, stronger, or faster overnight, but those type of things right there, you can clean up in a week.
Right. So we will step aside and be back with a post-game show, but right here from Sulzberger Stadium, 52-20 the final. Newark over Zanesville. You're watching high school football right here on South 60 Films. Welcome into the post-game show right here at Sulzberger Stadium. Ted, a weird game to start, but it resulted in a Newark blowout win, 52-20 here.
Yeah, short-lived success nearly going from Zanesville. They took an 8-7 lead, and that was the last time they would lead in this football game, as we saw a running clock for the majority of the second half as Newark pulled away with a 32-point win.
Yeah, that first play you just saw, the highlight there. Just a quick screen pass, first play of the second half. So you have your whole talk during the halftime, locker room break. and then you come out in that. But they responded with this touchdown run by Grayson Haslett.
Haslett on the quarterback keeper. Injects a little bit of life into the Zanesville offense, but right here some indecision by one of the backup running backs, and he tried to run laterally and could not outrun the Newark defense, led to a safety.
Yeah, the Blue Devils, that was an unfortunate situation you were put in that late in the game that, you have to go ahead and be forced to try to get out of your own end zone there. So kind of bad you had your backup, running back in the ball game there. But, going forward, what does this say about Zanesville? So giving up 50-plus in 2 games so far this year. A lot of points scored. That's at over 160.
161 points allowed through 3 games is just unacceptable. You got major work to do defensively, but you just got to keep grinding. You can't give up. You're in the middle of a season, so you just got to keep grinding, make the best out of a bad situation, and hopefully you can start building for the latter part of the season and even into next year.
Yeah, and I think one bright spot offensively for Zanesville, they've had a 100-yard rusher in 2 of these 3 games.
Yep.
You had Pouncey in week 1. He was not seen tonight. Don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
We'll work on it and figure out what's going on. But Hennessy, 2 big runs, 1 for 39, 1 for 62, and then he scored a touchdown as well. That's got to be something you're excited about going forward.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm definitely curious to find out if Von Pouncey's still with the team, if he's injured, or what that situation is. But Carter Hennessy, in his absence, played an outstanding ball game here tonight. He had some fight in him, and you mentioned it. Just on 2 carries alone, racked up 102 yards. So there's something to build on there.
And for Newark, that's 4 straight wins now here in against Zanesville, I should say. 2 in a row here at Sulzberger, something they haven't done in 18 years going back to 2023. They got it done then, and they get it done here tonight. 52-20 the final score. And that'll do it here from Sulzberger Stadium with Ted Snyder, Dylan Kearns here with you. Thanks for watching high school football right here on South 60 Films.